Hi everyone, it's Jenny from the YMCA of Eastern Ontario. I'm here today to bring you another Sit Fit class. So our Sit Fit class today, we're going to be doing part of it seated in chair. And we'll also be using our chair as a balance aid and a support as we do some standing exercises where we start to focus on some balance and some supported work. Okay, so I'd like you to just start in your chair with a little march. We're going to start to warm up the body, nice and easy. Good. While we're sitting here, I just want you to think about rolling those shoulders back and down, opening up through the chest, sitting nice and tall. If you're able to, having your back a couple inches away from the back of the chair so that we're using our core throughout the entire workout. Good. 4, 3, 2, take it to a tap. We're going to tap and tap. Tapping the toes here, reaching the arms with a gentle swing. Good. If your chair has arms, it's going to make that a little bit more difficult. However, instead of a full swing, you can do a push out in front instead. 4, 3, 2, good. We're going to take it heel digs. So you're going to go heel down, toes up, heel down, toes up. Good. Now we're pulling our elbows back, so we're opening up through the chest, working in through our shoulders, waking up that body, getting ready for a little bit harder work. Good. 4, 3, 2, we're going to take it to higher knee lifts now. So similar to the march, only this time we're going to lift those knees up a little bit higher. Good. Please feel free to go slower if you need to. Take your time with it. There's no rush. Good. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to bring those hands down to the side. And we're going to slide down one side and then the other. So we'll warm up through the obliques, side body. Good. Now as we move through the exercises, if you're not comfortable coming to a standing position for some of our exercises, please feel free to just join us for the first portion where we're seated. You can skip ahead through the standing portion and then join us for the stretch. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Now we're going to bring our feet just a little bit wider than hips. I like to move forward a little bit on the chair for this one. Feel free to stay wherever you're comfortable. Hands to the front of the body, in between the legs. We're going to take a little hinge forward and then come back up to seated. So we're hinging forward. We're getting a little stretch through the glutes. We're activating in through our hip flexors. Good. We're making sure that core is engaged so our back is nice and long, neutral spine. Now, if you'd like to and you're able to, you can come a little bit deeper into that hinge. Some of you may be able to touch the floor, and some of you may be able to come to about mid-shin or just to that knee level. Whatever works best for your body. I want you to listen to your body as we move through all of the exercises. Good. We shouldn't have any pain. If you do have any sharp pains, please stop what you're doing. We can have a little bit of muscle burning, a little muscle fatigue, but we shouldn't have pain. Good. 1 more here. You got it. Last one. Good. And release. Walk the feet back in. We're going to do some shoulder rolls. Just going to roll the shoulders back. Chest is nice and tall. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. We're going to get right into our exercises now, starting with that seated exercise portion. So this one we're going to do calf raises. So we're going to work in through our ankles. So if you have the ability, we're going to place our hands on the thighs just above the knees and lean your body forward. Some of you may have the flexibility to bring your forearms right to the thighs. That's great. What the purpose is that we're adding some body weight here or some resistance to our calf raises. Ready? So we're going to lift the heels. We're going to go up and down, up and down. So we're really leaning that upper body weight into the legs so that we can increase that resistance. Good. Try to lift all the way up to the balls of the feet. up and down. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Release, coming up to a seated position. We're going to come into a lat pull down. So we're going to lift our arms up overhead. And then from here, and I'll give you an option as well if this is not achievable for you today, what we're going to do is we're going to bring those elbows back and down as far back as you're able to and as far down as you're able to, okay? And then coming back up. So you're going to slide the elbows down, an invisible wall, trying to put your elbows in your back pocket, and then reach up, okay? So if you find that very, very difficult, you can also do it with single arms. Or what I'd like you to do then, if the overhead is an issue for you, is bring the arms out front, open them back as far as you can, and then back in. So that's an option if the going over the head is not comfortable for you. All right, so if you're ready, pick your variation and let's go. We're gonna come down or back and back up. Make sure you're breathing. Good. I like to exhale as I pull those elbows down. Inhale as I come up and up. Good. And you may start with your elbows far ahead of the body. That's okay. Do what you can to start with. Good. 4 more. Eventually, you may be able to bring those elbows back to the midline of the body. 2 more. This is a really, really great exercise for your posture. It really helps open up the chest and strengthen the back. Last one. Good, and release. Now just relax those arms. I know that was a tough one. It looks pretty easy, but it is actually quite a difficult exercise. So take a moment to shake it out and relax. Good. From here, we're going to work in through the ankle again. We're going to lift our leg up, holding that leg up, which is engaging our quads. So we're going to be working a little bit harder. And we're going to point the toes and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Good. We're about halfway. Now we're working in through the front of the shin and we're working in through our calf. We're working through our ankle. All of those stabilizers. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Now release it down. And anytime that you need to rest, feel free to tap that leg down, take a little rest, and then come back into it when you're ready. It is working our quads, so it can be a difficult move as well. Okay? So we're going to lift that other leg now. Now we're going to point and flex. Point and flex. So same thing, working in through the shins, the calves, all those ankle stabilizers. Good. Remember, if you need to take a break, you can. We're halfway. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Now release. Just shake out those legs. So we're going to give those legs a bit of a break as we come back to that upper body. And these are called scarecrows. So we're going to start with our arms shoulder height and at a 90-degree bend. What we're going to do with both arms is we're going to rotate up and then back down. So we want to make sure that that elbow is always staying in line throughout the movement with our shoulder. Okay, so it's not moving up or down, it's a rotation. If that is not comfortable for you, what I want you to do is just a little rotation or a little pulse instead of that full rotation. Okay, so when you're ready, bringing those arms out, getting yourself set up. 3, 2, and let's go. We're going to rotate and down. Rotate and down. Good. I really want you to think here as well as we rotate back to keep the core engaged. So we don't want to be arching through the back or flaring the ribs forward. Keeping those ribs pulled in. 3, 2, good. Last one, you got it. Excellent. Keeping those hands in the same position. We're going to drop the arms down to the body, raise the arms up to the top. Okay, so we're going to come down and up. This is also still working through the shoulders, but we're taking that rotation out and it's working our medial head. Good. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Here we go. Up and down. Good. Release. Roll those shoulders. Relax the head and neck. Shake it out. Anytime you need to grab a drink, please feel free to do so. Anytime you need to take a break, hit pause and then join me when you're ready. So now we're going to come into our second last one for seated, which is going to work in through our hips a little bit. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to try to lift the knee, open it to the side, lift the knee, bring it back, other side. Lift and open, lift and lower. Okay, so this movement may be something that you recognize or use in a daily life. As we get in and out of cars, we have to lift that leg to get into the car, lifting it to get out of the car. Good. So we really want to make sure that we have that range of motion, that flexibility, and that strength, which we'll work on very shortly to get us in and out of the car, to move us sideways, stepping over things. Good. Last one each side. Lift. Good. And one more. Lift. Okay. And release. All right. We're coming into one of the very most important exercises that we will do in this class and in most classes. So this is used daily living as we get up from chairs, sit in chairs, anything like that. So we do definitely use this. We're going to come into chair squats. Now, before you go, no way, I'm not doing it, I want to show you a variation as well. So the first one is to lift and lower completely out of the chair. Okay? So this will be option one. Feel free to use the hands to push off of the chair if you need to. If that is very difficult on your knees and you're not quite feeling comfortable or confident with that yet, what you can also do is just a little hover lift. So what this looks like is you're going to rock forward, ground down through the feet like you're going to get up. We're squeezing the glutes, squeezing our quads, they're engaged, and then lower back, release. So it's like you're about to get up and then release, okay? So feel free to use that variation as you build up to the chair squats. Ready? We're doing 10. 3, 2, and go. Taking your time, lower down. And some of you may be able to challenge yourselves a little bit further. If you would like a further challenge, instead of coming all the way down to the chair, you can do a little hover hold. So you're going to come down, hover, just barely touch, and then come back up. So it's like a full squat. It just has the chair there for support if you need it. Good? 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good, we're going to do one more, and then we're going to remain in that standing position. Perfect. So from here, we're going to come behind the chair. You're going to use your chair as support. Stay hydrated. I'm going to turn my chair to the side just so you can see what's happening here with my feet. So we're using this chair now as a support. Feel free to just grab on as much as you need to. You can also use your countertop at home, things like that. If you happen to have a bar, which most of us don't have in our homes, but maybe you're in a place that does, you can use that as well. So we're going to come into a standing position. Knees are just slightly bent. Our hips are just underneath our shoulders. We're going to do a calf raise, so just like we did in the seated position, but now we're adding our full body weight. Ready? Here we go. We're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. If you need to, holding on for dear life onto that chair. If you want to start to challenge yourself a little bit here with that balance, maybe you bring your fingertips so they rest on the chair. If you want to challenge your balance further, maybe you've done this a couple times, or you're feeling pretty confident and stable today. Maybe you take the hands completely off of the chair. It's still there in case you need it, but you're not using it for the exercise. One more. Good. And release. Now just take a moment to shake out the legs. We're going to step our feet back just a little bit. Hands again are still able to hold on to that chair. We're going to do hinges. So we did hinges in our warm-up as well. Now we're taking it to standing. So from here, We're going to press the hips slightly back. Knees are slightly bent. We're going to bring that chest down towards about parallel and then come back up. Okay? So again, use that chair as much as needed. Or if you're ready to challenge yourselves, fingertips, or bringing the hands up off and then just balancing just above the chair. So we're going to be coming down into that hinge position, keeping our back nice and neutral. So we have that natural curvature of the spine. We're keeping our gaze forward so that we're not tucking the chin or arching the chin. We're not arching our back. Good. 3. So we have to keep our core engaged so that we're stabilizing through the core as we do this. We'll get a little pull through the hamstrings and a little squeeze through the glutes. Last one. Good. And release. Now we're going to turn to the side so you have one hand on your chair. We're going to do a step over or over the cat, which is what I like to call it because I've always grown up with cats and you're always stepping over them. So we lift the knee, step forward, lift the knee, step back. So it's your inside knee, inside leg that's doing the movement, and you'll notice that I'm shifting my weight forward and back. Good? So anytime that you're walking through the house and maybe you have a cat or small dog, grandkids, and they've left toys out, we're stepping up and over, or children that have left toys out. We also use this movement when we're thinking about stepping up onto curbs, upstairs, things like that. We need to use our hip flexors and that weight shift. Good. Last one. Perfect. And then you're going to switch to the other side. So for you, just going to spin around. I'm going to move my chair so that I'm facing forward. Good. So now we've changed sides. Now my other leg, inside leg, is doing the work. Ready? Lift, shift forward, lift, and back. Lift, and forward, and back. Good. We also use this weight shift every single day. Every time that we walk, we're using a weight shift where we're exchanging the balance from one leg to the other. Good, so our balance is on this leg, then back to this leg, this leg, right? 2. Good, last one here. Perfect, and release. So then we're going to come into that same sort of weight shift, but now we're going to move it side to side. So I'm coming here, again holding on to the chair as much as needed. I'm going to step my foot out to the side. So my weight shift now comes over to the side, come back to center, shift the weight to the other side, step out, and back. We should have a little bent knee as you land. And then we straighten that leg to push back, power back. So we're working our inner and outer thighs, our hips, and moving that side plank movement. Good. So again, you can keep both hands on the chair. You can keep it a very small step as you need to, or you can start to make it bigger, or start to challenge your balance by just having one hand on the chair, or taking it ultimately to balancing without holding on to the chair. Good. Last one. Excellent. Now from here, we're going to do a single leg balance. So again, just turning to the side, just so you can see, all I'm going to do is lift one foot so that I'm on the ball of the foot. Okay? So this is the first variation of this balance. Hands to the chair fully, fingertips, or you can challenge yourself by bringing the hands off. If this variation is easy for you, then what I'd like you to do is lift that foot right off of the ground so it's no longer touching. Again, we can start back with full hands, working your way to fingertips, and then working your way to a full balance. So either variation, whatever works for you, we're going to hold it a few more seconds here. Good. 4, 3, 2, and release. Excellent. Take a moment to shake it out. We're going to take it to the other side. So we're going to, again, just lift up. Ball of the foot, toes of the foot are connected to the ground here. First variation is here, still going to be a balance. We're still on that other side to stabilize. So again, full hand, fingertips, hands off. And then you can graduate to lifting the foot up off the ground, full hands on the chair, fingertips on the chair, or challenging the balance even further by lifting. Whatever works for you. Good, you got it. A few more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, release. Okay, coming back to center. We're going to have your feet in just an athletic position, so those feet are just underneath your hips, slight bend in the knees. We're going to work in through the upper body with a little bit of a rotation. So we're going to work alternating sides. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift your hand, one single hand up towards the front of the body, again about shoulder height. Now we're going to rotate to one direction, trying to look out over that arm as best you can, coming back to center, releasing that hand down, other side, lift, rotate, twist, 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 and come back. Good. Go at your own pace with this, your own range of motion. Maybe your rotation comes to straight out to the side, or maybe it comes farther behind you. Good. And maybe you're not able to follow your hand with your gaze, and that's okay as well. If following the hand is hard on your neck, feel free to just keep that gaze forward. So an option for that would be here. Still try to open and twist a little bit, and then come back, but keeping the gaze forward. So we're initiating our twist from our hips. So we're lifting, rotate through the hips, through our torso, through our chest, come back, one more, lift, open, in, and back. Good. Now release. Roll the shoulders, shake out your hips. We have one more exercise that we're going to do. It's a variation of bird dog. So this one again is going to get your body moving and your brain thinking. It's a little bit of a puzzle for some people, especially when we first start out. So we're going to start by kicking your left foot behind you, and we're on the ball of the foot or the toe of the foot. And then we're going to take our right hand and we're going to extend it forward. Good, so we're just going to start with the arm movement. We're going to lift and lower. So we're standing on that one stabilizer leg while that arm is extending nice and long. Good. So we're about halfway, so I'm going to show you how to take this up a level. If you would like to, you're going to start to lift that back leg as you extend that arm, and then down. Lift up and down. If you want to just start with the leg, you can just start with the leg and leave the arm out of it for now until you feel comfortable. Good, one more. And release it down. Excellent, shake it out. One thing to be aware of when we are moving both the arm and the leg is that we don't want to overarch through the back. It should be an extension of lengthening rather than hyperextending. Okay, so we're going to come to our other side now. So bringing that right foot, kick it behind you so you're on the ball of the foot or the toes of the foot. And then just here, finding your balance and extending that left arm up and out and down. Extend. So we're working crossbody, opposite arm, opposite leg, which can make it a challenge for sure. Good. Now if you're ready to up that challenge level a little bit, you can bring that leg lift into it. Again, you can just start with the leg lift without the arm if you would like to. 3 more. 3, 2. Good. Last one here. Awesome work. Okay, shake it out. You're going to come back down into your chair for our stretch portion to finish off today. Good. So just sitting down, allowing yourself to rest. If you'd like to, you can sit fully back into the chair. Or if you want to, you can keep that core engagement and keeping the back just a little bit away from the back of the chair. We're going to start just by kicking one foot out, adding just a little rotation through the ankle. We did a lot of work through the feet, through the ankles, so we're going to take a moment to just really just kind of shake it out. Good. Other leg, lift and rotate. Again, if lifting the leg off the ground is a challenge, you can always place your hands behind the thighs and help support that leg as it's lifted. Good. And release. Excellent. Now from here, we're going to bring one arm, take it across the chest, gently pulling that arm in towards you. We're going to get a nice stretch in through our shoulder. And while we're here, just add a little rotation with our wrist. Good. Good. Let's switch sides. Other arm comes straight across the chest. Using that opposite arm to hug it in, pull it into your body, and then rotate through the wrist. Again, depending on your shoulder flexibility, you may be a little bit further out. Do what feels best for your body. Remember to listen to it. It gets you through the day, so we want to respect it and make sure we're not injuring ourselves. Good. And release. We're going to clasp the hands together, round forwards with the upper back. So this time I do want you to kind of crunch forward, round forward, tuck the chin towards the chest. This is going to open up through the upper back and through the neck. Good. And release. Open the arms up towards the back. Now we're opening up through the chest and the front of the body. Good. Release. We're going to put a slight hinge forward together with a breath to finish up. So we're going to take those arms to the side. We're going to inhale up. As we exhale, hinge forward, bringing the chest towards the knees. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge forward. One more time. And you don't have to go very far for this. Last one. Exhale. Good. And then inhale, gently coming back up to seated. Excellent work today, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Please take extra time to stretch if you need it or if you'd like it. It's not going to hurt you to stretch a little bit longer. And we didn't do a whole lot of stretching. So feel free to stretch it out, do what feels good for you. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.